Thank you for being here. Do you want to get started with the English language? With this English lesson, you will learn how to make English sentences and speak in English confidently. This is the perfect lesson for you if you are an English beginner learner. If this is the first time you're here on my YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Sariul, licensed English teacher. At Grammar Corner channel, I help English learners improve their English communication skills to finally speak English confidently. If you'd like to drastically improve your confidence speaking in English, make sure to follow the two succeeding steps. First, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so that you know you get the bell when I post my next video. Listening in this channel will help to improve your confidence speaking in English. So get dialed in, because if you ever struggle to improve your communication skills before, the struggle is finally over, because what I'll be sharing with you will improve your English communication skills. I am about to pull back the curtain on what I consider to be the faster and easier way to improve your communication skills in English. Let's get started. In this video, we'll look at some common elements of English sentence structure. General rules in English grammar sentence structure. Let's talk about basic grammar rules or English sentence structures. How our English sentences put together will be dependent on our native language. Rule number 1. A complete sentence must include a noun and a verb. Example, the bell rang. In this sentence, the noun is bell and the verb is rang. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. A verb is an action word or a state of being. Number 2. A complete sentence must include a subject and a predicate. Example, the old bell rang loudly from the distance. The subject refers to the person, place, or thing that the sentence is talking about. The predicate describes the subject or what the subject is doing. As the sentence gets more complicated, it becomes clearer how subject and predicate are different from noun and verb. In this sentence, the subject is the old bell and the predicate is rang loudly from the distance. A noun is just one word, a verb is just one or two words, but the subject and predicate may have several words. Rule number 3. The only exception to the above rules is the imperative sentence. Example, read the announcement. In this type of sentence, only the predicate is required. This is a sentence type in which the speaker instructs or commands the person to whom he is speaking. This is a complete sentence with the predicate and no subject. In an imperative sentence, the subject is elliptical or implied. It is the person being instructed. The example above means, you must read the announcement. Rule number 4. Adjectives can go directly before the noun they describe or after if it is separated by a verb. Example, the old bell rang. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. Adjectives generally go directly before the noun they describe, but you can use a linking verb to write a whole sentence where the adjective describes the noun. Example, the old bell rang. When the adjective is in the subject part of the sentence, it goes directly before the noun. In this example, it includes both the noun bell and the adjective old, which describes it. We can also put an adjective after a linking verb is. Is, looks, and seems are common ones. This is called a predicate adjective or subject complement. Example, the bell is old. Rule number 5. A compound subject includes two or more simple subjects. Example, the bell and the telephone rang. What happens if your sentence has two subjects? We call this a compound subject. Compound subjects are created through the use of conjunctions. Conjunctions are connecting words like and, or, and but. Example, the bell is old and memorable. This sentence contains one simple subject and two simple predicates. Rule number 7. A compound sentence includes more than one subject or predicate. Example, the bell rang and the telephone beeped. If you have a compound subject or a compound predicate or both, your sentence is called a compound sentence. A compound sentence may also consist of multiple independent clauses. Example, the bell and the telephone rang and the telephone rang and beep are both compound sentences because each of the sentences has more than one subject or more than one predicate. This example consists of two independent clauses. What is an independent clause? Rule number 8. An independent clause consists of a subject and a predicate like a complete sentence. Example, the bell rang. You can separate an independent clause from the rest of the sentence and it will still form a complete sentence. In the sentence, the bell rang and the telephone beeped, the independent clause, the bell rang, is connected to the independent clause, the telephone beeped, by the conjunction and. Both the bell rang and the telephone beep are complete sentences. Rule number 9. A dependent clause cannot form a complete sentence without additional words. Example, when the bell rang. A clause is any phrase which includes a noun and a verb. Not all phrases which include a noun and a verb are complete sentences. Dependent clauses often contain words like because, which, that, or when. In fact, it is often the addition of these words that causes the clause to be dependent. Example, the bell rang when the telephone beeped. In this sentence, when the telephone beeped is a dependent clause, while the bell rang is an independent clause. The phrase makes sense only with additional information and additional words, which is why it's called dependent. What happened when the bell rang? The telephone beeped. Rule number 10. The direct object is the noun being acted on by the verb. Example, the bell called attention. If your sentence contains a noun being acted on by the verb, we call this noun the direct object. Not all sentences have a direct object. If the verb in your sentence refers back to the noun alone, there is no direct object. But what if the verb shows that the subject is doing something to someone or something? In this sentence, the direct object of the verb called is attention. The attention is the noun that the bell, the subject, is calling. Without the attention, the bell would be calling nothing. In other words, the bell is acting on the attention. Example, the postmaster delivered the letter to me. Some verbs can have direct objects and indirect objects. The indirect object is often connected by words such as to, at, or toward. The mentioned example has a subject, direct object, and indirect object. The subject is postmaster, which is the noun performing delivered. The direct object is letter, which is the object of delivering. The indirect object is me connected to the direct object by the word to. It's not always necessary for the words to be in this order. In fact, the sentence can be formed without the word to and it still have the same meaning. Example, the postmaster delivered the letter. Though the order of the words has changed, letter is still the direct object of the verb delivered and me is still the indirect object. Rule number 12. When written in passive voice, the object of the verb becomes the subject of the sentence. Example, the letter was delivered by the postmaster. Another example, the postmaster delivered the letter. Passive voice refers to sentences where the object on which the verb is acting replaces the subject in the sentence structure. Rule number 13. Conjugations of the verb to be are essential to passive voice. Example, the letter was being delivered by the postmaster. Conjugations of the verb to be are essential to passive voice, like be, being, and been. Many words are versions or conjugations of the verb to be. In addition to words you might expect is, are, was, and were are all versions of it. When a conjugation of to be comes before another verb, it is usually an indicator of passive voice. The following example demonstrates how other conjugations of to be could function as the helping verb in the postmaster letter example. The letter was delivered by the postmaster. The letter was being delivered by the postmaster. The letter has been delivered by the postmaster. The letter had been delivered by the postmaster. In each of the above example sentences, the meaning is changed by the choice of helping verb. But in all of them, the relationship among object, subject, and verb remains the same. Rule number 14. Sentences written in passive voice can omit the subject of the acting verb. Example, the letter was delivered. Since the sentence has a no subject, you can leave the original subject out because the object of the verb delivered has become the subject of the sentence. This is a complete sentence with a subject and predicate. The fact that the subject of the verb delivered has been removed doesn't make the sentence incomplete. Rule number 15. In passive voice, the subject of the acting verb is connected by a prepositional phrase. Example, the letter was delivered by the postmaster. Passive voice sentences often include a prepositional phrase that gives more information. Prepositions are words that clarify questions like where, when, or which. Prepositional phrase is a phrase that begins with a preposition. Example, the letter was delivered before I arrived. The letter was delivered by the postmaster. Rule number 16. Prepositional phrases are sometimes separated by commas. Example, the postmaster, after verifying the address, delivered the letter. Prepositional phrases are sometimes set off by commas. When prepositional phrases are moved to the middle or beginning of a sentence, they are separated by commas. The prepositional phrase here, which offers additional information, comes in the middle of the sentence and is separated by commas. Example, after the meeting, the postmaster delivered the letter. The postmaster, after the meeting, delivered the letter. The letter inside the bag was delivered by the postmaster. This sentence features two prepositional phrases. Inside the bag clarifies where the letter was, and by the postmaster clarifies the subject of the verb delivered. Rule number 17. Adverbs function like prepositions. They answer the question how. Adverbs are descriptive words which answer the question how. They often end in the suffix ly. The adverb successfully can be moved to the beginning, middle, or end of the sentence. Examples. Successfully, the postmaster delivered the letter. The postmaster successfully delivered the letter. The postmaster delivered the letter successfully. Each of these sentences means the same thing. Once again, rules about English sentence structure. Some of these may seem difficult, but if you become familiar with the patterns, you will learn not only to understand English better but also your own language. Thanks for watching this video, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you found this video useful, also hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.